Alright guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how to gear up your boosted character extremely fast in the pre-patch. This video will be relevant for agility DPS, so the rogue, feral druid and enhancement shaman. This video is mostly for people who are boosting on existing servers, however I do have a little section at the end that's more relevant to people who are going to be playing on the fresh servers. If you end up liking the video guys, then please subscribe to the channel. Subscribers also get access to loads of subscriber only content. Like for instance a quest list for the best 25 quests to get ready for Wrath of the Lich King launch, and also our 1 to level 80 weapon progression list for people playing on fresh servers and much more. Just subscribe to the channel and then go to my subscriber only video on my channel page. Now guys, the best way to spend your time in order to get the maximum value of your time is to farm honour in battlegrounds to get PvP gear. And this is because you can get a full set of season 3 PvP gear available for honour. And honour is also buffed in the pre-patch, so honour gains will be much faster. I think you'll easily be able to get all of the gear pieces grinded up in the pre-patch, and also some cheeky weapons if they don't remove the PvP vendors from TBC anyway, in which case you might only be able to get the armour pieces and not the weapons. Get a full season 3 set and weapons enchanted, gemmed, and you're definitely good to go and you will totally melt Northrend. Can also get a reputation PvP gear, but to be honest probably just better to jump straight into battlegrounds and get the season 3 gear farmed rather than farming reputations to honoured. But if you're using the level 60 boost instead, make sure to get Scenario Expedition, Honour Hold and Lower City to honoured before you get max level, and then you can get some of those good PvP pieces. Now the second best way to spend your time honestly is either farming gold now before you boost your character in the pre-patch, or doing some kind of GDKP to get gold, and then getting crafted gear and BOEs from the auction house. Although I definitely would not recommend doing actual GDKPs as a buyer, because obviously certain items do start at 500 gold, and that's a ludicrous amount of gold to be spending on gear that you're going to replace probably before you even get to level 80. So what I've done is I've compiled a list of some fairly decent and cheap options that you can get. You can easily get your character decked out in really good gear straight away without really breaking the bank. And I've also made a little bit of a shopping list in the Google Drive document, including all the other gear that I'm going to mention in this video that is on my subscriber only video. Now when it comes to weapons, honestly they're so expensive guys, I just wouldn't even bother buying other BOE weapons, you know, we're going way into the 4-figure mark. Honestly, my advice, even if I was an enhancement shaman, I get Ked's Carver and Nightblade. They're dirt cheap, you get them both for about 100 gold and they're really good weapons. I know daggers aren't necessarily the best in slot weapon for an enhancement shaman, but at least it's really satisfying to use daggers on enhancement shaman. And for feral druid, I'd recommend getting a level 69 BOE green staff that obviously has cat form attack power on it. The best one that you can get is Splintering Great Staff of the Beast that has strength, agility and 390 attack power, which is pretty nice. Also 43 stamina, and I see it in the auction house right now for 13 gold. For your helmet, you definitely want Mask of Vile Death. That is so dirt cheap because it's such a common BOE item that drops in Shattered Holes like every run, so that's only like 10 gold. Also got your Swift Strike Shoulders, bit on a pricey side, but if you can afford it, go for it. Got the chest guard of a Dark Stalker, another really cheap BOE. I see it for 7 gold. If you want to spend a bit more, you can get Fellstalker's breastplate and get the whole Fellstalker's set, like the Fellstalker belt as well. Waist gear now, Girdle of the Gale Force, bit cheaper. You've also got Belt of Deep Shadow, which is a little bit more expensive. You can go for fell leather leggings and fell leather boots. Cheaper option would be the Master's Treads though. Send that on the auction house for 30 gold. Swift Strike Braces, decent epic piece round about the ballpark of 300 gold, but you can also get bindings of Lightning Reflexes. Enhancement Shamans can also complete their Fellstalker set by getting the Fellstalker Braces for that set bonus. Crystal Hide Hand Wraps, that's very cheap in the auction house, around about 100 gold, and it has 2 red sockets on it. You can also go for Cobra Scale Gloves, although they are much more expensive. Crystal Weave Cape, decent amount of attack power and it's very cheap, but if you want to spend a little bit more money you can obviously get the Vengeance Wrap. Now if you are leveling engineering for Wrath of the Lich King, you can obviously also get the engineering goggles, which are very good. You've got Deathblow goggles or Sure Strike goggles. And if you're leveling jewel crafting, you can get the Hard Corium Choker, and also the Fell Iron Blood Ring, and also the Shadow Song Panther Trinket. I imagine most people will be going for engineering and jewel crafting, so yeah, may as well pick up those pieces while you're leveling it up. Now, another very reliable option to get gear very quickly is to do dungeon quests. Because obviously this is absolutely guaranteed loot, it's going to be absolutely perfect for people who are playing on fresh servers. I have made a list of the best dungeon quests that you can get in TBC, again it's on that Google Drive document. However, if we are lucky, Blizzard might give us heroic level quality gear on our boosted characters, because that's what it looks like it is on the beta right now. That is obviously subject to change though. And in that case, you'll just be able to jump straight into PvP to farm those PvP pieces and even into raids. Now, fifthly, this is an obvious one. You can farm badges and do heroics, particularly Magister's Terrace, because that provides the best rewards out of all the dungeons. But honestly, for time spent, I would rather just farm gold and buy pieces off the auction house, to be honest. But if you absolutely despise doing PvP, you can do heroics and farm about 55 badges per day if you really try hard. And then you can spend those badges on the Isle of Quel'Danas Badge of Justice vendor who's just left of the Isle of Quel'Danas portal. He does sell some really good weapons that will very likely last you all the way until level 80. That's what I prioritise getting my points for. Badge key can also be turned in on the Isle of Quel'Danas for some decent PvP gear, so there might be some pieces to pick up there too. Then the obvious next thing to do is to just do some raids. Hopefully the boosted gear will give you good enough gear to just jump into raids straight away. If not, you will have to buy some pieces off the auction house. But yeah, obviously in raids like Zillaman and Karazhan you can get some half decent pieces which are more than good enough for leveling. And for people playing on fresh servers, just follow the same procedure as you did when you're farming your pre-raid best in slot gear for raids in the original TBC. But to be honest, you won't need to farm that much hardcore into your pre-raid base because the the raids have been nerfed, so you can jump in there with near pre-raid bis. Obviously, if you want, you can also do Shadowmoon Valley and Neverstorm group quests for those big rewards too. But honestly guys, even for people playing on fresh servers, you know, get to level 70 as fast as you possibly can and jump into those battlegrounds, get that gear farm, because it is the best gear that you can get for the shortest amount of time spent. Anyway guys, that's going to be the end of the video there. My name is MetaGoblin. To the next video, ciao.